Uh, Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you for giving us this opportunity to present at this session. And greetings from Nigeria. Good afternoon here. My name is Sunny Dixon Samuel. I founded SMSM Systems based out of Lagos here, and we operate across the world. And our main goal is to help our organizations can implement practical security platform that deter the adversaries, which means it is possible for you to get the bad guys, off your infrastructure, and stay off the news for the wrong reason. And as we know right now, there's a lot of stuff around cybersecurity and cybercrime, and we're going to focus more on the enterprise. So as an organization, so for you to have that platform where you are able to deter the adversary, you need to harden your Active Directory infrastructure, because this Active Directory is the bane, is the core that the adversaries target. Why do we talk about the Active Directory in the area of securing the infrastructure against the adversary? First, there are 3 requirements or 3 steps that the adversary has to take before they can get what they're looking at. And what exactly are they looking at? Is to breach your infrastructure. So there is a difference between a compromise and a breach. For the adversary, the breach is the main thing. Okay, the compromise is the first step, is the conduit to that breach. So it's only when you get breached as an organization that is when you end up in the news, right? For the wrong reason. However, there are many steps to take before the adversary can actually graduate from compromise to the breach. So 3 things they require. First, they require the credentials, or what we call accounts. Second, they require what we call the privileged, or the rights. And I heard a lot of folks spoke about privileged identity management, or PAM solution in the morning. So the adversary, they require that credentials, they require that access. Okay, so 3 things again, I just quickly turn it over. They require accounts or credentials, they require rights or privilege, and they require access or the connectivity to the resources. These are the 3 things that has to be in linear form for them to be able to breach your organizations. Now, these 3 aspects that they require is being managed by the Active Directory. That is why the major that the bad guys will come at you is to make sure they get into the Active Directory. Okay, so once they're able to get this Active Directory credentials or something, it's game over. However, there are tons of work you can do as an organization so that you secure your infrastructure against these bad guys. Just 1 second. Sorry, can you guys hear me? Can you see my screen?
See your screen, yes. Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay.
Which slide? In the right slide. Yes,
okay.
right. Just check the right slide.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Can see? Okay. So as we were saying, and the purpose of Active Directory security basically is to do, like I said, 4 things. You need to frustrate, disrupt, irritate, and slow down the adversary. Remember I said there are 3 steps that the adversary requires to move from a compromise to a breach. He need credentials, he need the privilege, and he need access. So if you got the first 2, and the 3rd one is not there, you've slowed him down. Okay, so that is the core of your Active Directory security. Also, when the bad guy gets hold of the Active Directory, there are a whole lot of ways that they can compromise you from the compromise, again, leading to the attack, which, of course, it makes you to end up in the news for bad reason. Okay, irrespective of the adversary coming in through malware, coming in through whatever exploitable vulnerability, the main thing is to be able to have access to this requirement. And as you can see from the Microsoft attack kill chain, you see the external reconnaissance, the compromised machine. That's the first place. From the compromise to the internal recurrent to the local privilege escalation, all the way to domain dominance. This is all about Active Directory. And this is what makes Active Directory security the most important security platform you will ever have on any infrastructure that you are determined to stop the bad guys. Now, there is nothing you can do. The adversaries will get in. At least we assume they will get in. Now, once they get in, what are they able to do? So you have the best endpoint security, you have the best this, the best, it's okay. But there is a particular place that the adversary focuses on. And that is where we say, once you are able to harden your Active Directory infrastructure, either you extend to Azure or wherever, you are able to frustrate, slow down, disrupt, and irritate these bad guys on a continuous basis. That way you have a better chance, of winning. And if we check out, thanks to Symantec and this the platform you're seeing right here, not almost now, every devastating cyber attack you've ever seen or ever heard of in the world is as a result of Active Directory compromise. Okay, if you check all these APTs and whatever, you see credential tech, you see directory, enumeration. Just 3 weeks ago, one of my contacts on LinkedIn, Gavin Axon. Gavin is actually the subject matter expert, the former subject matter expert for MASC. Everybody knows what happened to MASC 2017, not Panacea. This guy was in charge of the identity and management platform. I will encourage everybody to look out for this article that he wrote on LinkedIn, or you can connect to me, and from my own page you're going to see that. Look for my name, Sunday Magnuson Samuel, on LinkedIn. Connect with me, and you can read this stuff. This post the guy wrote is a 36-minute post, 36 minutes, and he chronicled exactly what happened, what he met on ground is, what he tried to suggest. Nobody answered him, unfortunately, and what happened. So everything revolves around Active Directory security. And because of the little time I have, I'm going to go through a video here, which just give you a kind of overview of the platform that we have, find out about Active Directory security. Just 1 second. So I'll play it out for just a few minutes, and from there I can take further questions, and we'll take it forward.
This video briefly introduces the identity and risk insight capabilities of the Preempt platform. Now, this is one of the 3 main pillars of the Preempt platform itself, which also includes the ability to do threat detection and analytics, as well as providing conditional access. But for this video, we're really just going to focus on identity insights. Now, the identity insights capabilities are extremely important because it gives us a really fast and easy way to start getting some powerful understanding of what's going on in our environment in terms of our users. We're going to see all of our users, both our regular users as well as our privileged users. We'll see our humans versus service accounts. And then with that context, we'll start looking for various types of risks, certain things like stealthy administrators, users using weak passwords, and a variety of configurations that, if found by an attacker, could lead to pretty serious problems. So let's see what this looks like in the actual product. So now we're in the user interface of the Preempt platform, and let's go take a look at the Insights page where we can get a lot of the visibility into what's going on with our users and see some of these risks. And it's important to note that everything that we're going to be looking at here can be gotten very quickly and easily. Just by installing the Preempt management server, which takes less than an hour, we'll start pulling metadata from Active Directory and getting all of this information. By default, you'll notice at the very top, we can look at endpoints looking at regular users or our privileged users. We're looking at privileged users by default, but we can just tab between those as we need to. Also of note, all of these classifications are going to be done automatically. So this notion of privileged users versus our regular users, our programmatic accounts versus our human users, all of that analysis is being done by Preempt automatically. So right off the bat, as we're looking at our privileged users, we can see trends over time, such as how many privileged users have been identified on the network. And this is helpful because obviously if we see a spike of new privileged users, that could be something we want to take a look into. But this same concept also applies to end users as well. So we could look for things such as end users who have weak passwords. These are passwords that have potentially been compromised in another breach or are known to be part of a password dictionary. And if we can track this over time, it gives us a really easy way to see, is the network getting better or worse in terms of our risk and attack surface. One of the other things that's helpful in this visibility is that we get to see exactly kind of what's going on in each one of these categories. So now we can see the 4 users down here that have weak passwords, but we can also see things by their department.
So this platform, like I said, is meant to give you that visibility into what is going on regarding the users and the access, identity, and access into the Active Directory, irrespective of where this access is coming from. Either the access is coming from the VPN users, the access is coming from the cloud infrastructure like Azure AD, the access is coming internally. For as long as the user is authenticating a domain automatically, we are able to know what's going on. So first, you see the health status of the network. So the health status gives you like the security assessment, would give you the goals. For instance, what are the AD hygiene, what are the pen testing, okay? And of course, what are the reduced attack surface? These are the risks on your network. These are the risks on your network. So let's say this is your organization and you need to do pen testing. And if your score is 9.1, there is no point to do pen testing here because even a rookie pen tester is going to mess you up very spectacularly. Why? Your risk score is 9.1. The score is between 0 to 10. And of course, the higher the score here, the bad news for you. Now, we are telling you straight away that look at the risk on the network, which you need to fix so that by the time the adversary comes in, he's frustrated, he's irritated, he's stranded because the vulnerabilities which he will have exploited to carry out the adversary attacks on you have been cleaned up. So you can see, for instance, what is the risk you're having? We explain what the risks are, we explain what you need to do to fix this risk, and we tell you which of the entities of your network has this risk. Entities here can be users, as you can see right here. We'll tell you exactly how many users you have, how many accounts you have. You see right here, we'll tell you how many accounts, how many users, how many endpoints, how many of them are privileged. Everything right here is automatic. You don't need to do nothing. Deploy the OVA, less than 1 hour, everything pops up. Look at this particular user. Every user also has a risk score between 0 to 10. If it's from 7.5, that entity is dangerous. You can take action. For instance, this user is privileged. This user has a weak password. This user has password never expired. All of these will do automatically. What do you know about this particular user? We call this a business card. You click here more. It's tell you everything about this user. What are the assets that this user uses? We know this is the asset she used. These are the cloud applications she has. And also, these are the destination which she accesses. So we know this. If anything here, we see she's trying to log to Gilbert computer, which she has not done in 2 weeks. We are going to say, okay, hold on. We see you're trying to log into something that is not yours. Confirm if you're the one, and we send MFA to the phone. If you now say, okay, I'm the one, allow. If you say, okay, I'm not the one, we're blocked. So we give you that visibility. It's a shame I'm not able to go further because of time. But again, we're also giving the login history. Where has this user logged in on for the past 30 days? You see domain login from where? You see VPN from where? You see from Azure, everything. We show you, we give you that unmatched visibility. So you begin to see. She's currently logged on now. Okay, is it logged on now? The last time she logged on, how many hours she spent, how many computers she logged on from. All of this data we're going to give you without log, with nothing. You can see on the 28th of May, she logged on to, you can see 11 endpoints, 22 hours. Look at that. And not only that, we're going to show you what services, okay, that she accessed when she logged on. You can see the services. Everything we're going to show you from where what you did. You can see the cloud app usage, everything. Okay, it's a lot more, but because of time, I'm going forward. So again, we'll show you account with SPNs, you know, account that doesn't have SMB sign-in enabled, computer sign-in enabled, weak password. We'll tell you that, and we can show you which users has weak password. Everywhere you see this key open is weak password, and we'll show you got that weak password. So again, like I said, you see privileged users. Look at all of the privileged users you have. Very, very important. It's what we call stealthy privileged users. These users are not even known by any PAM. These users are not known by the administrator. They are ordinary users that got elevated privilege to do something, and maybe the administrator forgot to revoke that credentials. So how do you resolve this? If you believe that Carol Carlson is not supposed to be here, just click right here and straight, it says demote. Okay, so we can see all of that. Again, I don't have time to go into details, but I'll tell you exactly what's going on. In the users you have, how many of these users? That's whenever it expires. Yeah.
Please close, Sandy. We are out of time. We're running out of on the second session.
Okay, great.
Please close.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay, great. So these are the stuff we have. Again, we cannot go into details about this, but the idea is just to show you guys that the Active Directory security is very, very, very important. First, the visibility you have into the infrastructure. You know which risk you can deal with, so that even when you are attacked with malware, the malware needs to steal credentials. Now it's impossible. It needs to move, hopping from one system to another. Lateral movement, that is impossible. So I wish I could go much more deeper, but because of the time, we can link up on LinkedIn and all that, and we'll take it up. Thank you very much for the session. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll take the questions now.